Welcome, Pisces, to your mid-January 2026 tarot reading. I hope y'all are doing fantastic. I am Veronica. This is Veronica's Dreams Tarot. Let's get started here. Let's just take a look at what's going on. And I'm going to use the Insomnia Tarot. So let's get going. And just a reminder, please hit that thumbs up button and leave me a comment. Much appreciated. This is a subscribe button is also, I believe, on the right hand side of your video. If you wouldn't mind touching that as well. Appreciate it. Let's get started. Okay, let's see, Pisces. What do we got? Okay, we'll take, nope, we won't. There's two. I usually have two drop. I was just, it doesn't feel right. So that's me. Current situation, that is the Queen of Pentacles. And then we have present influence is Nine of Wands, what you don't see. Is Nine of Swords, unexpected. Knight of Swords. Okay, what to look for, what energy to keep an eye out for is the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, challenge. Let's get going. Challenge. Queen of Cups and Strength is Five of Wands. Where does this lead? Three cards for where this leads. Temperance. King of Swords. And the Hierophant. Interesting energy and advice. Two of Cups. So bottom of the deck is showing Three of Wands. Maybe feeling like things are starting to come together a little bit. It could be, especially with the Nine of Wands there, feeling like, okay, it's time. It's hard. You've got the two hard nines. I don't believe the Nine of Wands is negative, but it's not an easy card because it means that you're kind of like worn out, tired, at a point where you're wondering if you should continue to go. But your current situation, I feel like you're in a really good place right now with the Queen of Pentacles. I'll clarify these. Well, I'm going to clarify most of them as well, but we'll get more on that. I mean, overall, let's see what that Queen of Pentacles is, because that will really help us to navigate this. The reason why I clarify the Queen of Pentacles is this: your energy being in a place of, like stable. Usually Pentacles has to do with money, job, home. And it feels to me like you might be in that place where you're pretty stable. You're in a good place. But I feel like with the Nine of Wands, you're just like, do I want to keep doing this? Like, you feel like it's hard. So let me clarify that Queen of Pentacles, which is understandable. Okay. Yeah. Queen of Swords with the Four of Cups. Is this really what I wished for? So you may be like in a position where you're in a job and you maybe, for some of you, either it's gotten hard, like in other words, more hours or that kind of thing, or you've had some time off and realized, oh, I like being with the family, or, and this doesn't have to be a female, it could be a male, but you're at a point where is this worth it? Is this really worth it? And that's what you're looking at with the Four of Cups. Is this really what I wish for? And the Queen of Swords is having that direct line of sight where you're like, I don't know. Yeah, getting in your head a little bit. The Nine of Wands in your present influence. This is interesting, Pisces. Nine of Wands in your present influence, which is the Eight of Wands with the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, there's something here like you're just going, I got to hang in there. The Nine of Wands is that energy of feeling like, can I keep going? Can I keep doing this? The Eight of Wands, either messages come in or opportunity, and you're holding on. You're holding on to this Eight of Wands energy, and that's why you're tired. That Eight of Wands is a lot. Like it is. It's one of the fastest cards in the deck, minus maybe the Chariot and the Ace of Wands. I mean, really, it's a fast card. It's a fast moving card, and it means that things are coming in really fast. So I think you're hanging on to this, and that's why you're tired. You got to get past that 8 of Wands, which I feel like you have the 9 of Wands there, so you're getting to that next level. I don't see the 10 of Wands anywhere, but I do see like improvement coming in. The 9 of Swords is in your what you don't see, and you may be having a lot more stress than you realize. But I feel like you might realize it, but maybe you're thinking, is this worth it? But maybe there's something else. Like there's something else that's causing the stress that you don't realize. Tell me more about this 9 of Swords. Tell me more about this 9 of Swords. Knight of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. See, this is something you really want. You really want it. And you got the 10 of Pentacles and the what to look for. The 10 of Pentacles could be home, money, job, stability, all in all. With the Knight of Cups, it's like, do I keep giving to get? How much am I going to give to get? And that's just something that maybe you don't realize. Like, think about, so you may realize that there's stress, but you don't realize where it's coming from. And it's coming from the fact that either there is an offer or how much do I give? And the offer is going to lead you to, a more stable situation, whether it be money, home, or something. So I think that maybe is this worth it? And you don't realize that that's what you're really stressed about. Maybe that's what this whole reading is for, so you can like delve into that. You have the Knight of Swords in your unexpected. So of course, more fast energy, but I want to read this because a lot of times the Knight of Swords is chaotic energy coming in. It doesn't mean bad. Okay, it doesn't mean negative energy. It means just unexpected but chaotic, and you kind of don't know what to do with it because it comes in so fast and like kind of makes you go like that. Like, what the heck? What is this Knight of Swords, please? Queen of Pentacles with the Hierophant. So this, I mean, this could be an opportunity to help you like where you're at with the Queen of Pentacles. But it could be, so there's a couple things. It could be absolutely learning or something, but it also could be a commitment that you need to, a commitment, it's an offer, like, should I do this? This comes in unexpectedly, but I feel like it might be different than what you're doing now, but it could lead to the same opportunity with the Queen of Pentacles. So in other words, you might not feel as stressed, although, sometimes just working hard is stressful. The 10 of Pentacles is what to look for. I mean, this is what you really want. I'm guessing a home or a job or more money or stability or all of the above. What is this 10 of Pentacles, please? What is this 10 of Pentacles? 10 of Pentacles. Oh, there's that Knight of Swords with the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is also in your challenge. And then this King of Swords shows up at the bottom of the deck, which is over here. Got a lot of light cards going on. So here's the thing. It's asking you to look at your challenge. This is what to look for. And this offer. And the challenge is finding what you really love. What do you really want to nurture here? It's asking you what to look for is exactly that, facing your challenge, which is how much do I nurture this? And the Knight of Swords dealing with this offer or opportunity or change that's coming in with this Knight of Swords. Now, I feel like it's saying is you need to ask yourself, like on this challenge, what does your heart really want? What do you really want? What's really important to you? Not like money or that kind of thing, but really is going to make you feel like this is all worth it. Is it something I really want to do? So let's take a look. That's what I think the Queen of Cups is. Okay, so your challenge is the Queen of Cups. This is filling your heart space, right? She's actually nurturing what's in front of her. And I feel like it's partially that. Do I want to keep doing this, nurturing this? Is it is it giving me what I want? Now, this could also be you, like facing your true self, being it's a water sign, you're a water sign, and this is water. So, that might be the challenge in itself. I think take a look at that. Take a look at how much you're doing for yourself. Is this ultimately going to be the best for you in the long run? And I think that's pretty important to know. Your strength is the knight of, or the, I'm sorry, five of wands. Okay, so the Five of Wands doesn't normally isn't normally the most positive card, but it's not a negative card either. It's just talking about conflict. And in this particular card itself, I feel like it's how much energy to give something with the blowing out of those candles with the bellows. You could blow them out. You could, how much air do I give it? Um, I think you know this. That's why it's in your strength. You know that. And I think that if there is conflict in any way, shape, or form, it may help you think about the situation a little bit more to really determine how to reach your challenge of really fulfilling you. What's going to make you happy. Where does this all lead? It leads Temperance, King of Swords, and then the Hierophant. The Temperance is, I think, finding what you really want. She's about alchemy as well as passion mixed with water, which is mixed with the love, like that balance, that softer side of passion, the balance of that. The King of Swords could be somebody, will clarify that. And then the Hierophant, which I do believe is you will decide whether you want to commit to something or not, whether you really want to do that. So let's take a look at the King of Swords. What is the King of Swords telling us, please? 2 cards for the King of Swords. There's that Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands. It's almost like you fighting, like what do you really want? Well, the Temperance says you can have both the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Cups. She mixes fire with water, and that's where it first leads. And then the King of Swords is asking you to make a choice between these two. And it could be, for some of you, absolutely, it could be a choice of 2 different people, but I feel like it's more within yourself. But this King of Swords is either you asking yourself to do this or someone's asking you to do that. What's more important, this or this? Again, I think the Queen of Cups is the most important, right? Because it's in our challenge. So because that's more like the true you, right? Because it's a water sign, Pisces. Let's look at the Hierophant. What is this Hierophant? What's going on with the Hierophant? 4 of Cups and the Devil. So we had the 4 of Cups earlier, like reaching your true dreams. And the Devil is attachment. I feel like this is asking you to, are you attached to something, or is it your true goal? Is it your true wishes? Is it your true dream? Or are you just thinking it is? Are you attached to an idea that maybe it's not? And I think that that's what the Hierophant's asking you to do, is be real with yourself, be true to yourself. He's also a very spiritual card, but it's asking you to commit, but commit to what? What do you really want out of this? I mean, is this really what you want? So I feel like there could be that opportunity that is making you kind of like crazy, 9 of Swords. The 2 of Cups is in your advice. I do feel like it could be asking you to embrace the situation, but it also could be asking you to reach out to those who care about you if you think that maybe that might be helpful. And it's not asking you to love the one you're with. That's a song, right? But it is asking you to actually reach out for help. Let's pull an oracle card from the Somnia Oracle. What do we have going on with Somnia Oracle? Let's see. What do our Pisces need to know for January? What do our Pisces need to know for January? You have the Maelstrom, M Aelstrom, Strom. 105. Okay, so yeah, this sounds right so far. I mean, I only saw one word. Keywords: vulnerability, disorientation, unease, instability, hardship, and adrift. Yeah, I think you kind of need to find your heart space here. The malevolent entities that pull the figure into the freezing depths embody the pressure and inescapable sensations that accompany sleep paralysis, which are often overwhelming and deeply visceral. The frost covered trees and still waters emphasize the immobilizing nature of fear and the numbing stillness felt in the dream state. This card offers a haunting representation of being confronted by the supernatural forces that reside within the psyche. Ooh, very interesting. The guy that does these cards does suffer from sleep paralysis or night terrors. So he does have some interesting takes. But when he looks at it, he's going, how does this affect you by being feeling like you're paralyzed from something else? And I think that that's what the Hierophant is asking too, coming up, being in the where this leads is, you know, do you trust the divine, or are you gonna, or is this getting in your way? So very interesting. Now I've just started with this deck, so I've not come across all the cards. That one's very interesting. So there you have your reading, Pisces. A reminder, hit that thumbs up button. Also, I do personal readings. My email's below, email personal reading, and we'll talk about it. Take care.